Amen. Amen. There is only love. CSL Davis, it is so good to be with you this morning, and I get to talk to you about what it does. And what it does is love. It loves you up, and it loves you so much that it wants to give you everything your heart desires because it gets to know itself as you and through you. Now, it's January and we're back to the blessed basics. So we get to contemplate these different aspects of science of mind. And today I'm going to focus on the creative process and take a closer look, a deeper dive into this thing we call love and law. But I want to do just a quick review of the last couple of weeks. The first week in January, this community looked at the thing itself. And as you've heard previously in the service, it goes by many names: the stuff, divine intelligence, first cause. We know that it's an energy all about divine givingness and that it gives, and many of us call it love. I mean, we even say it, right? We say God is love, right? God is love. And Ernest Holmes, in that first chapter, challenged us to know that God is not this far off thing. God is not something that is outside of ourselves, but God is something that is within each and every one of us, waiting to express as us. Now, week 2, we talked about the way it works. We know that this thing, let's call it divine love, that love works through us and gives us as much as we can receive. And as we believe it's possible, that's how much we can have. And we found out that you and I are individual representations of the one. We are individualized expressions of divine love, that we are God in nature, not in degree. We are not all of God, but all of God is who we are. We are one that is representing the one. We're an individualized point of the one. Again, Ernest Holmes asked us to remember that we are the center of God consciousness, operation, and activity, that God is flowing through us. And when we realize this, we find that within us, there's a spirit that seeks harmony within us, not without. There's no separation. God, the universe, divine love, that's the macrocosm. And we are the microcosm of this. It is in our nature. We are in it. We are of it. It surrounds us. It works through us. We are not separate from it. And today is all about what it does. It's meditation on love and law. And what it does, again, is love. It's like our famous Beatles song says, all you need is love. It loves and it creates. Knowing itself and expressing itself as its creation, I believe, is an expression of love. So what does it do? It loves. And it knows itself through conscious creation. So now we're going to move from God is love as a noun, watch me now, to God is love as a verb. So divine love is both directive and it's receptive, but it's still that one love. Divine love, when it is directive, we call it first cause. It knows itself through its creation. It knows itself as us. It's personal. It becomes personal to us. Divine love, as it expresses itself as receptive, we call that law. We call it the law. It gives us order. It's a mechanism that moves thought into form. It's impersonal. It works for everyone the same. That's the good news and that's the bad news. So whether you know you're using the law or not, it's always working. And the law is absolute and the law is eternal. Now, Ernest Holmes says in chapter 3 itself, he says that the infinite intelligence and infinite law are two sides of infinite unity, two sides of the one thing. So what is it? What is the thing itself? What does it do? It acts as both source and supply of everything. It is source and supply of everything. Just to ground us in this, I want to to read a little bit from what Ernest Holmes says in chapter 3. He says, all is love, yet all is law. Love is divine givenness. Law is the way. Love is spontaneous. Law is impersonal. Life must contain these two fundamental characteristics. There's an infinite spirit which is working through an infinite, immutable law. And because of this, we have cosmos, not chaos. And we find an external existence in reality. Love points the way. Law makes it possible. Two characteristics, same idea. And if that's like a little too abstract, let's get a little more concrete about it. In the basic principles of science of mind, Ernest Holmes describes love and law like this. He says it's both the engine and the engineer. The universe is volitional. That means it has attributes that are self-conscious, and it's a self-determining universe, and it becomes personal to us. But it's also mechanical, impersonal, and automatic. So our nature is that of the divine. We are free moral agents, and the law of mind reacts to us as free moral agents in mechanical ways. Say it treats the King of England the same way it treats the average Joe Schmo in the United States. But I want to go a little deeper into love, divine love. Our English language is so limited when it comes to discussing love. I know the Spanish language has many variations of it, and the Greek language has at least 5 expressions of love. I know that when I come to this community, I feel the philos love, I feel the love, brotherly love. But when we talk about divine love, we're talking about agape love. It's a love for humanity. It's unconditional, it's pure, it's for all human beings equally, no exceptions. And this idea is found in every major religion. And that's what Science of Mind does. It takes the spiritual truths, it takes the universal truths from all religions. So just to sort of get a good feeling around this idea of agape love, I want to share with you a section of a poem from a Native American poet, Metatonquet. He's a medicine man from the Wampanoag Nation in Massachusetts. And he sums up this idea of agape love, this divine love that I'm referring to, in something called A Prayer for Humanity. And this is what he says. Life is the sacred mystery singing to itself, dancing to its drum, telling tales, improvising, playing. And we are all that spirit. Our stories, all but one cosmic story. That love we are indeed. That perfect love in me seeks the love in you. And if our eyes could ever meet without fear, we would recognize each other and rejoice. For love is life, believing in itself. I just want to say that again. Love is life, believing in itself. We're individualized points of that one source, and our nature is that of love. And love is expressed as our desires, because first cause, source energy, provides the urge, the desire. Source energy whispers to us. It whispers to us in our sleep. It touches our heart. It moves us as we observe a situation. You awaken to your dream. Your desire is placed into your heart by divine love. And because of its alignment with spiritual principles, that means that this desire does not harm anyone and it works out for the best and highest good of all. Then that love is expressed as our life. So the desires can include anything. It can include romantic love. It can encompass the love of humanity. It can also be self-love. So, we can think about this idea in a personalized way. We can say that our desires point the way and the law makes it possible. Our desires, again, they come to us through consciousness. So first, there is the consciousness of a thing. It is the cause, right? It is first cause. And then we have the thought of that thing. Consciousness is the cause. Your thought is the effect. You have the thought, you speak the word, you impress a feeling into the law, and then the law moves energy into form. You know, Ernest Holmes developed a technology, a technique to recognize that energy flows through us and how we can speak it into law. And he calls this a treatment. It's a concrete idea of our desires accompanied by unqualified faith that the law will work for us as we work with it. A treatment is active. It has a purpose. It always has a purpose. It works as a mold. It gives shape to that unformed substance. It is not a hope, but it's a statement of knowing. And since there's only one perfect life, if there's something you want to demonstrate, to create, have faith, and you don't have the faith, I want you to know that since we're one divine pattern, that where it's known one place, it's known everywhere. And so a practitioner can help you understand and hold the truth of a situation if you can't do it yourself, and it is known. And if it is spoken, it comes into form to the ability from which you are able to receive it. So the law receives the word, acting upon feelings, acting upon this unified field of pure potentiality, and it moves that energy into form. It does that without your will. It does it without force. It does it without coercion, because it's its nature to move thought, words, and energy into form. So your thought plus your feeling, speaking the word, your feeling of already having it, you're providing a mold, and the substance is there waiting to take form. The effect of spirit wanting to express itself through you. That's what it does. So this is why people set intentions. At the beginning of the year, we get quiet, we go within, we hear those whispers for our intentions, and we form conscious thoughts. It's definite, focused impressions of a desire, whether it's emotional, physical, spiritual. It's why we host the vision board session. So, go if you haven't set your intentions for this year. It's a great thing to do because it's working with energy. Vision boards are visual representations of our desires. And it's powerful. It's powerful. I have to tell you that in 2016, I created a vision board in January. And I had on it just whimsy. I don't even know why. I had on it a picture of Ellen DeGeneres. And I had a quote standing there, and it said, "I'm ready for my close-up." That's what it said. That was January 2016. September 21st, 2016, not only was I in the audience of Ellen DeGeneres' show, I was on it as a part of her audience question and answer period. I can't even tell you how it happened. I even forgot about the vision board until after I got home after that and saw it. And especially I just laughed because it said, "I'm ready for my close-up," right? And I think it happened because it had an energy of gratitude behind it, because it didn't have an energy of grasping or grabbing. It just was the flow. It just was a desire impressed into this unknown substance. And things unfolded better than I could have ever imagined. So that's what it does. It gives you your heart's desire. It helps you to demonstrate the life that you want. So Ernest Holmes says, if you want to demonstrate prosperity, you first got to have a consciousness of prosperity. Take that five abundant gifts of abundant prosperity. If you want to demonstrate an activity, you must have a consciousness of that activity. No matter what you want to demonstrate, you got to have the consciousness first. So certain things produce certain things, and an opposite thought neutralizes that thing, and a like thought, something like it, adds to it. So I find demonstrations of material things become easy when you're in alignment. And as I walk this path, my intentions have more to do with how I can be used, how I can support my community, my family, how I can show up as a workplace. I desire to be an outlet for divine love. And I just want to take a minute to talk about, since we're like in the beginning, I just want to take a minute to say that, to address the term religious scientist. I think there's a power in the name, and I believe the term religious scientist address both love and law. So work with me here. We are religious because we believe in life, and we believe that life becomes that particular thing that we need. And it comes from source. It comes from the unified field. It comes from divine love. And all divine love manifests as that particular thing to us. We are religious because we have faith. We believe that there's a power in the universe that works for our good. We call it divine love, spirit, the thing itself, God. No one has ever seen God, source, divine spirit, but we know it exists because it shows up in our life and we feel it, we know it, we see the effects of it. It's divine love as a verb. And what does it look like? It looks like goodwill. It looks like compassion. It looks like kindness towards others. You know, Deborah said if she uses the breath, and sometimes when I use the metaphor of the wind, we know the wind is there because we can feel that gentle breeze kissing our face, or we can see the destruction of total towns depending on the force of that wind. So I'll just like to say first cause is like the wind. We don't see it, but we know it's there because we know its effects. Love. We're religious because we're based in love. We're scientists because we believe that there are natural immutable laws, absolute laws that never fail, like the law of cause and effect. These are the spiritual principles that we rely upon. Principles that are found in every major religion and philosophy. These principles are repeatable. They are in our lives. They work for everyone. They help us. And you know what? These principles can be learned and they can help you build faith. So our scientific principles are absolute and they're demonstratable. And this one principle that we have is that we are surrounded by an energetic field and it holds infinite possibilities. I saw Doreen wrote like a light field or light waves. She was like light waves. That's it. This energetic field. I call it spirit. Out of this field of infinite possibilities comes form. And each one of us makes our own verbal or mental impress. And a desire comes to us. And that desire could be to retire. It could be to move up in your career. It could be to have a wider circle of friends. It could be to have a light blue convertible BMW. You know, it could be to have peace and harmony in your family. But whatever it is, you are the outlet for divine spirit to express itself. So the law is sitting there. It's waiting on direction. It's receptive. I like to say the law is love in action. It's impersonal and it's going to move the way your thought energy says. But you say to me, Reverend Mignonne, look, I was thinking about an apple. I want an apple. I focused on an apple. And somebody gave me an orange. This stuff doesn't work. It doesn't work. And I say, you're right, because it'll respond to your truest, deepest beliefs. And your work is to examine your life, to dig around your experience, to get to the bottom of your hidden beliefs. And that's what the classes are for. You got to figure out if those beliefs are even yours or if you inherited those beliefs. And that's where practitioners come in to work with you. The law does the work of moving thought into form. It's our job just to keep a clear, unwavering, calm expectancy, unwavering faith and calm expectancy. Ernest Stone says that the one who demonstrates some particular good must become conscious of that good if he wishes to demonstrate it. Make your mind receptive to it consciously. When we think, something happens to our thought, and there is a field which thought operates, and that field is infinite. So let's try a little exercise, if you will, with me. Imagine that there's a large field and it contains only energy. And if you want to, if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes, take a deep breath, and just feel that you are surrounded by this field. In your mind's eye, I say it's a field with waves of like heat waves in the air. They're just vibrating beyond your reach. The energy is moving, it's swirling, it's rising up. This is the energy of love. And in this field, where you can see the movement, place a desire. Place it, large or small. Let's just sit with that for a moment. Think about what it would feel to have that. Get into the feeling tone of that which you desire. Think only of that which you desire and how it would feel to hold it, to have it. And I know that's a delicious feeling, but now let's just come back right here to this present moment. You know, there's some out there who say that if you can hold a desire for 17 seconds, that it is moving the energy into form. The energy field that we are surrounded by, that we are living in, it is formless, and it is our thought that gives shape to form. I truly believe that one day our science will catch up with us and understand this ancient knowledge, but give us a language, a better language to discuss this phenomena. So the source of thought is consciousness. Thought is not cause, it's an effect. Intelligence within you is cause. First comes consciousness, then thought, then word, then the law, and then the thing. Consciousness is eternal. It's without beginning or end. It's a divine whisper expressed by you or by me. And then law moves the thoughts into things. This is what it does. It loves you so much that it wants to give you your heart's desire. And whether that's perfect health, divine right partnership, perfect timing, source energy simply loves. This is what it does. Your life is an outlet for divine love. You are divine love knowing itself, experiencing itself. What it does is it expresses as the creative process. And that's what we just talked about. The creative process is just spirit expressing itself through your life to know itself. And since you're an individualized expression of spirit, your experience of life can be one of joy, love, and prosperity. So it's divine love, cause, that becomes individualized as your thought, effect. You speak that desire and that put that feeling tone out into the world through a definite statement of the concrete idea of that desire. The law responds to it and provides it according to your beliefs and your ability to accept it in your life. Your desires become manifest in the physical universe. Your thoughts become a thing. And that's why we say in Science of Mind philosophy, change your thinking, change your life. We're reminded that principle we have to demonstrate is perfect. So far as we can compel our mind to conceive of its perfection, it will automatically demonstrate. So I don't know what you're navigating today, whether it is a sickness, a separation from family, a financial gain or loss, whatever those conditions in your life, they are simply an effect. And when we work with cause, when we get quiet and listen to divine spirit, divine source energy, we know that there's only one life. It is perfect life. It's our life right now. And what the thing does is it loves you and it wants you to express all of your desires as your life. It's just waiting for you to recognize that the thing itself is at the center of your being, waiting to be expressed. So let's take this message into prayer. Just knowing that there is one life, one perfect life, that one divine pattern that is big, and I am just a part. I am that divine pattern. That divine pattern expresses as me, it expresses as my life, and it expresses as each person here as their life. I just speak my word. I speak my word right here and right now, that love and law is working together for our highest good, moving each and every life into its fullest possibility, fulfilling its every desire. Oh, I'm so grateful. I am so grateful that there is divine love, that what it does is love, that I am love, that I can operate as the hands and arms of love. I'm grateful for this life. I'm grateful for this day. And I'm grateful that each and every person here is getting a deeper, clearer understanding of their one with the one. So I just release this word into the law, knowing that it is already done. And together we say, and so it is.